Well, there are two parts of the 80s. There was the happy part at the beginning where we were all very young and naive and excited and full of life.
So, the whole thing was very romantic.
Where else in the world could you wear a fur bikini?
People were doing art for art's sake more.
And where else could you meet Amy Arbus?
That was, one of the things that was exciting about the East Village, that it was a little village.
It was a little village.
And that's what New York was all about. That's what people came to New York to be inspired by, the street people.
We just lived our life.
You could run into anybody famous at any minute. That you'd go to a club and you were there with Joey Ramone.
There was more, you could be a little bit more open about your expression, your visual, how you look.
I stood naked at the Mud Club.
I had a need to have people look at me.
No, but the hip scene in New York was composed
very
of
concentrated.
a few hundred people.
Gone are the days of like Fernando Lamas, looking good is more important than feeling good.
People just don't do this anymore here. It's so rare when you see people don't dress up anymore in the city. You see this.
And then there was the second part of the 80s, which I suppose were the consequences of that, or at least were the consequences of that kind of activity.
At the end of the 80s, that thing started happening. For me, that's what the 80s kind of meant. I lost a lot of people in the 80s. It was kind of a great and a bad time.
And then what happened is the East Village scene, as everything else, they lost interest. And then it crashed in '89. It was like Gone with the Wind.
It was a part about doing things for the sake of art, not thinking about compensation. It was just like, this is the way I feel and this is what I want to express. I don't think you can do that anymore.
Now it's great to look back at that book and be like, that's what that was.